So this is the Isle of Man TT game for the Nintendo Switch. It's not a bad game, and I'm going to try and commentate some of my way through here and try to... My aim is to crash maybe fewer than 20 times, but I did a practice just before and that's not going to happen. So we're past the Grandstand, we're headed to St. Ninians and down onto Bray Hill. St. Ninians School on the left. Now we're heading down Bray Hill. Now it's very likely, so I've already been overtaken, it's very likely that I will be overtaken by everybody and that I will crash before I reach Quarterbridge, which is in about maybe 30 seconds time. This is Quarterbridge Road. Of course, the length of the course is just over 37 miles, I believe. And the fastest people to go out, and there we go, that's Quarterbridge, and that's where I crashed. Excellent. The fastest people to go through there, to do a lap of the course, can do it in 17 and a bit minutes. When I did this morning, it was 35 minutes and a good, I can't remember how many times I crashed. Just trying to remember the controls. This is Braddon Bridge, Braddon Church down the left. We're now by we're now near Strang and Snugborough Estate. In this little race, it's supposed to be 6 laps. I will only be doing 1 because otherwise it would take me a good couple of hours. There's only 9 competitors. I just put them in there for show. I think most of them have now passed us. We won't see them again. That's Snugborough. We're coming into Union Mills. I'm about to crash again, I think. Trying to remember the controls. Each of the races starts off 10-second intervals. That's why we're gradually being passed, because they're obviously driving a lot faster than we are, and they're operated by the computer and a lot better. This is Union Mills, outskirts of Douglas. We are already a minute and a half behind the person who's in first place. It'll be something like 15 minutes behind when we get to the end of our lap. At the bottom left of the screen, it shows you whereabouts you are on the course at the moment, so you can tell whether or not you're on a straight or there's going to be a corner. The blue triangle there, and you can see red triangles behind us, which means there's someone about to overtake us, sorry. They'll still overtake regardless. Glenvine, yeah, there we go. The computer players on this are very strong, don't seem to ever crash. Also, just above that circle in the bottom left, it tells you how many more miles we have to go. So I said it's 37 miles in total. We've now got 33 miles left. The top right shows the total time so far, which is just under 4 minutes. As I said, it'll be probably between 30 and 35 minutes it'll take us. Halfway house. That's the halfway house to Peel, not the halfway of the course. Now near Greba. I think we are now in last place. And tight around here. Greba Castle, which is not really a castle. I'm just trying not to come off. A little about the TT races. Yep, it's existed since about 1907. held every year except during the war, and I think during 2001 when there was a foot and mouth outbreak in the UK, and also in the year 2020 and 2021 due to COVID restrictions. It can be very dangerous. At least 200 have lost their lives in either the Alaman TT or in the Manx Grand Prix, which is also held on the same course. The race starts in Douglas, Glencottery Road in Douglas at the Grandstand. It then makes its way out of Douglas, past Union Mills, and then where we are now, which is on the main road out to Peel. Before you get to Peel though, it turns off, I think about now, or maybe not. Still a little bit of a way to go. Yeah, in a few minutes, I can't remember how long, there will be a turning off to the right. It seems to be now, I think. Yeah. Just here is where we turn off the main road and we start to head north. This is where I usually crash out. So this now is headed north. We now head north towards Glen Helen, then Kirkmichael, Ballaugh, Sulby, and then into Ramsey. Ramsey is the main town that we go through. Once we've gone past Ramsey, we start the climb up to the mountains, past Mount Snaefell. And then we start the climb back down again, down to Craignabar and through the outskirts of Anken, and then back into Douglas, which completes the lap. We are now, we've done about 8 miles, still a long way to go. And yeah, I knew I was going to crash there. I was just checking the computer to make sure I had plenty of disk space to store this. It's a bit hard to focus as you race and look at the screen, and I'm also trying to look at the notes that have the names of the mile markers on them. This is Glen Helen. Usually a radio commentary box around here. It can be a very difficult race to watch as a spectator because it's 37 miles long, so you're only going to see part of the course. So I think that's the third, maybe the fourth crash. I'm not sure why. I'm just losing control. There's sometimes a problem with the switches, controllers. So yeah, I'm naturally going to blame the switch rather than myself here. And yeah. So I lost controllers for a second. Let me continue. I'll try and get closer to the switch itself. In the bottom right of the screen you'll see this current speed there at the bottom, so it's only something like 50 miles an hour that we're doing. And it also shows the gear. It's not always very accurate though. I'm hating this part of the course. The other part's slightly to the left of where... slightly to the left there, I think, show the condition of our engine and our tyres. There's not a lot I can do about that, because the only time you can ever really change your tyres or fill up with petrol is when you're back at the Grandstand. So that's 27 miles time, and that's when I can do that. Now we've got some nice long straights. This part of the course is very beautiful. Konkivadi straight. Forgot. Oh god. I forgot where the. Forgot which one's brake. Basically, I'm going to try and go flat out when I get a straight like that, just to make up for all the times when I'm going really, really slowly. You can see a few people streaming this game on Twitch and YouTube occasionally. It's not very popular because it's very difficult, but sometimes you'll find people streaming it and they are good. Oh, again. So I'm thinking that's about 8 times I've crashed. It's a dangerous course because you're racing through ordinary streets. Many of these are very thin, very narrow streets as well. We also seem to... oh dear. See, the weather's changing. We've got slightly darker conditions here. During a regular race, that is also what would happen, especially in the latter parts. When you're going up the mountain, you can have quite frequent fog, rain, drizzle, winds. It can be difficult to adapt, seeing as it's such a long course. There, I just slid off. I might blame the video game rather than myself. Some very beautiful countryside. As we head north, we'll pass through a few more villages. None of these have been villages. The only time we really saw any civilization was when we were headed through Union Mills earlier and Douglas. And I thought I was about to come off, and I was right. So we've got 23 miles to go. We are not even halfway yet. I'm just trying to go as fast as I can through here. 150 miles an hour, 160, and this is Kirkmichael, one of the main villages in the north of the island. I mean, it's not a very big village, but it's got a bank and some shops and churches. Very narrow streets through here. Can't imagine many people would normally drive through there 100 miles an hour. Giving it a try. Now headed out of Kirkmichael Village. I'm gonna come off again. Anken Bend. So yeah, in the island, the main town, the capital, is Douglas, where the race starts and ends. Got about 30,000 people living in Douglas. Maybe half the population would work there. The next biggest settlement is Anken Village, which is on the outskirts of Douglas, and where we'll race through just before the end. But we only see part of it. And then the third biggest town is Ramsey, which we will be coming to shortly. It's the main town that we actually do pass right through the middle. Although it's a big course, it only covers the northern areas of the island. Uh-oh, am I losing control? This is Balaf. That's Balaf Bridge, where I usually come off, but not this time. Another small village. lucky not to come off there. Probably about 6 or 7 minutes behind the rest of the pack now, which is embarrassing. But what you gonna do? There's a lot of straights out here, so I'm gonna try and push it and go as fast as I can, reaching 160 miles an hour here. Poor visibility. So we're now headed in. This is Quarry Bend, but we're now headed in. Oh dear, into Solby. I think that's 10 crashes I've now had. So I keep hitting the wrong buttons. I'm just trying to change up a gear and kept hitting the brakes. So I think this is Solby Village. It's not much of a village, to be fair. This is Solby Straight, I think. I think it's called that because it's straight. Indeed, it does say Solby Straight. Let's see what we can reach. 170, I don't think I ever normally achieve speeds like that. So I'm playing on a... oh dear. I'm playing on a beginner mode. And because I'm playing on the beginner mode, you have these yellow arrows which show you the fastest track. The racing line it shows you, sorry. And when you get near certain corners or when you're going too fast, it will show you red X's telling you you need to brake. Those red X's will disappear if you're braking enough. As you can see there, and they turn yellow. And I'm going to come off. I am losing it slightly. So we passed through Solby. We're now passing through, I think, somewhere called Milne Town. There we go, 10 minutes. We're 10 minutes behind, I think. Oh no, it's okay, it's a checkpoint. So through an area called Milne Town, and we are now slowly headed into Ramsey. We'll pass through Ramsey Town. We'll pass through over near the tram and the bus station, and then we'll slowly make our way out. One of the main parts of Ramsey Town will be Parliament Square, which is probably one of the slowest parts of the track, even for me. I'm going wrong. Church Town. So Ramsey, which will be coming into... oh dear. Ramsey, which will be coming into shortly, is quite a nice town. Like almost every town or village on the island, it's on the coast. It's got a very nice harbour and a rather big park. This is the outskirts of Ramsey. We've got a school on our right. Don't know what these cycle lanes are doing here. Sorry, school is on the left. Got a pedestrian bridge above us here. And here is Schoolhouse Corner, and just down here when we are about to make the turn, this is Parliament Square in the heart of Ramsey. Chances of me coming off are quite... oh. There we go, I wouldn't have even been stopped by the police there. I was doing 30 miles an hour. Crashy crash, yes. So now we are leaving Ramsey. Mayhill, we are headed up towards the mountains. Much of the interior in the island is known as the mountain. One of the main roads goes across the mountain, which is part of this course. There's only one mountain by British definition there, one mountain that reaches, this is a hairpin, also very, oh, really? Oh my. So this is the mountain where, sorry, there's only one real mountain called Snaith Fell. Several other large hills. So this checkpoint we reached at 20 minutes, but some of them reached it at 12 minutes. So yes, we are about 8 minutes behind some of the other races. There are some good straights over the mountain, but a lot of the time not really. And certainly if you're racing in real life, then you would need to be very careful that you're not going to come off the mountain. It's a long way down if you roll off. So you got some very beautiful landscape there. You see spectators all around the course. You can spectate from almost all of the locations. There's a few restricted areas, either because it's too dangerous, or it's private property. Some of them, like this, are extremely difficult to get to, especially if there's a race on, because these roads are closed to traffic. So you have to arrive before the roads are closed, and you have to depart again once they're open. Some areas do have grandstands that have been built to make it easier for people to watch. Douglas is one of the main grandstands, called the Grandstand, but yeah, you'll also find some just at the outskirts of Anken, and I think in Braddon we passed earlier, I think maybe in Ramsey. But for most people they would just go and watch the race. I'm coming off. Most people just watch the race on the side of any road. You're not allowed to stand on the road when the race is going on, or cross it, or drive on it. It's a £5,000 fine. There's usually some idiots who try it every year. All around the track though there are marshals, at least a couple per mile. Oh no. I'm surprised this bike is still standing. So the mountain to our left, I believe, is North Barrule, which is just a hill, but it's the island's second or third largest hill or mountain. On the south side of the island there is South Barrule. I'm going to come off again shortly, I think, because I'm not paying attention. The mountain ahead of us, which you can probably just about see, it's just going out of sight now, is Snaith Fell. That is the main one. I think we've crashed maybe 15 times. And Snaith Fell, it's the only mountain. It's about 2,036 feet, I think, which is about 630 meters high above sea level. So that's it there. Oh dear me, slightly off center there. That is Snaefell with, I think, radio or television transmitters on the top. Like a lot of the Isle of Man's place names, its name comes from Old Norse, and fell is a word that you'll see in many mountains and hills in the UK, Ireland, and even places like Scandinavia. There's another checkpoint and another crash. I like how the guy on my right just then was applauding me. One thing I'm often doing when I play this game and not concentrating is because I'm just looking at the view half the time. Which is why this area is called the Veranda. It has a really, really nice view down towards the sea, and yeah, that's why you should pay attention. So Snaefell is quite cool. You can also reach the top there by tram. Take the tram from Laxey. I think it's maybe about 3 or 4 miles. And it does slowly climb the mountain. I think there's a cafe or restaurant as well at the top of the mountain. This area here is, it says in the bottom of the screen, is the bungalows. This is where the tram crosses the main road, and also a lot of people gather here to watch the races. It is said, and it's true of course, that from the top... Oh no. I think we hit the spectators. It's said from the top of Snaefell that you can see 6 or 7 kingdoms. That would be Ireland, Scotland, England, Wales, Man, as in the Isle of Man, Heaven and Neptune. And yeah, on a clear day, it's usually very easy to see England, which will be in the direction we're looking at now, across the sea, or Ireland from the other side of the island. And in the north of the island, it's very easy to see Scotland. Don't know about seeing Wales, but should be easy. We've got a little over 5 miles to go now. 27 minutes this is taking, which is just nuts. That would not even be a good qualifying rate for a sidecar, I think. Usually to take part in the TT, anyone can enter, but to take part you need to go through the practice sessions and you need to get a suitable qualifying time. If you don't get a qualifying time, then you're not allowed to compete for your safety and everyone else's safety. We're now, I think, coming up to... maybe not. I thought we were coming up to Windy Corner. I think we might have passed that when I wasn't paying attention. We're now coming up to, I think, Keppel Gate. Yes. And another crash. So that's at least 20 crashes. And this just up on our right is a location called Kate's Cottage. Now we are... this is terrible. Now this long straight leads to Cregnebar. I can't remember what it means, but oh no, wrong button, and straight into the pub. Cregnebar today is a nice pub with some good food. I recommend it. This is now, we are now slowly arriving into Anken. Oh dear. A lot of these place names do have very typical Manx names. Can't remember what that was, but Craignabar would be another one. Can't quite remember what it means. Craig is a hill. Small hill. Oh, that might be Cronk. This is Hillbury Corner. This is the outskirts of Anken. And up here I think we have another place of a Manx name. I can't remember what it's called. Mona? Oh no. So now we are basically in Anken. We scoot around the edges of Anken Village here. Cronk ni Mona this is. Yeah, Cronk means hill. So I think this would be Mona's hill. And Mona, not sure about in Manx, but Mona at least in English and Latin is the old Latin name, Roman name for the Isle of Man, Mona's Isle. This is Signpost Corner where I have lived, and we're now going past Signpost Corner. We're now in Douglas again. Governor's Hill here on our right, a large housing estate. Probably one of the largest housing estates built inside the course. We're now on the home straight. This bit here is quite interesting, as this is just here is only open during the races. On our left you'll see another road right there on the left. Yeah, on the left there is another road that's open to the public normally. This part was too narrow, so it was closed off, but it was left here for the racers to keep everything authentic and not to destroy any of the original course. The same with this bit here. This is Governor's Bridge. This windy road here serves no purpose other than for the race. This is the home stretch. As it says there, 300 meters. We're now back in Douglas, Glencountry Road, main road in Douglas. And we're about to head through to the Grandstand. That's the Grandstand, and that is our lap. So we did it in 32 minutes 19 seconds. Let's come to a halt there. This little place here is where I went to school. Thank you.